I left New York.
Yeah.
I lived with my now husband's parents for a year in Connecticut. We were waiting it out. We thought it was going to be a month.
How did that living situation go?
For sure. Do we want to get into
Yeah, we don't have to. We don't have to. It's your episode.
Yeah.
I was about to call you Jessica. I'm like, she doesn't want that.
Well, you have to earn Jess.
Oh, I do have to earn Jess. Okay, yeah, no. How about J Saul?
I actually prefer that.
Do you really?
J Money.
J Money. Oh, I call myself J Money. Okay, great. We'll both be J Moneys. I'm good with it.
J Money out of the RPG.
Oh, yeah.
Notorious
by the way,
RPG.
before we keep going, we should introduce our tea.
Oh, my God.
Well, be careful. It's a little hot. You're going to want to blow on it.
My name is Jessica Saul, and I am drinking a blueberry scone.
Blueberry pancake. I got to tell you, we've never had a guest introduce the tea that it's like, all right, and now we are drinking.
ASMR. And now, before I burn myself, and I'm unable to drink the tea for the rest of the hour.
I would definitely say blow. You're going to want to blow on it. That sounded horrible. I didn't mean it like that.
You're going to suck.
Yeah, you're going to want to really go deep on it. So for those steeping at home, by the way, because our listeners steep with us, this is Blueberry Pancakes by Bird and Blend, which is, everyone knows who listens to this podcast, one of my absolute favorites. For those doing this at home, this is going to be at boiling. You can kind of do this for as long as you want. I did it for 6 minutes, but kind of like the world's your oyster. Bob's your uncle, as the British say.
We've bookmarked a lot of things, but I think I need to understand this podcast.
Okay.
You have listeners that you know are drinking tea right now as they listen to this?
We get DMs after a lot of episodes just from
DMs?
people. Yeah, like someone the other day. I would say we get like a mix of messages.
That's great.
So we get some messages that are very much like, love the podcast, or loved this episode, or loved this section, or whatever. We get those. Those are great. We get some which are just like, what was one that I got? Oh, one that I got recently was like, you know, I tried to buy the last 3 Bird and Blend teas that you had, and there's no promo code for you. I was like, well, they're not sponsoring us. So,
oh, wow. But now they should.
Well, you know, who knows? But I was like, okay, that's fair criticism. I'll take that.
Wow.
And then some people are just like, I think this podcast is terrible.
Okay,
like,
fair.
You know. Yeah, no, we get those too. Yeah. Some real like racy, anti-Jewish stuff pops up in there too.
That's always fun.
Yeah, it's always good.
I was living with my husband's parents, my in-laws.
Okay.
You're going to have them soon.
Here's what's
like
funny.
Them?
So that's what I was about to say. What's funny is you hear all these stories about people not liking their in-laws. I think that Jess's parents, my Jess, not you, but though I'm sure your parents are great.
Oh boy.
I think that her parents are so lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But
she doesn't like, there's no but. She doesn't like when I call her mother a saint. I'm like, oh, Kelly's a saint. And she hates that because she's always like, my mother is not a saint. She could be very annoying. And I'm like, not to me. She's amazing.
Her mom's name is Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
Is she Jewish? Is
Absolutely
Jess
not.
Jewish?
No, certainly not. No.
I was going to say Kelly is the head cheerleader. The head cheerleader.
Maybe she was. I don't know. I don't know.
Top of the pyramid cheerleader.
I will tell you this. Truly not a nicer woman. I don't think.
I bet she is, but that's fascinating. A Kelly as a mother-in-law.
Yeah.
It's so youthful.
I have a Kelly and a Charlie. Yeah, lovely.
Charlie I get, but I love her. Jesse, I love your mom.
Yeah.
My parents, we're not talking about my parents, my in-laws.
We can talk about whatever you want.
My parents are clinically unwell.
Actually clinically or in your clinic?
In my clinic. I say unwell because, you know, there's terms for things.
Understood.
And they get along so well with my very emotionally stable, like pragmatic, practical, like just the most loving, caring, fun people who also are just so reasonable. And like,
these are your in-laws.
My in-laws. And my,
what's it like? Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Did I describe them well enough?
You said they're really nice.
They're just pragmatic people.
Okay.
They're the most loving.
Yeah.
They're also very fun.
Yeah.
And they also are like, they get shit done. They own their own business. His dad like wrote 3 novels. His mom like gets shit done. They get shit done.
I gotta ask if you've read one of them.
I have them.
Okay, so you I have them.
They're so long.
What are they about?
They are. They're really long.
I swear, if you say they're romance novels,
No, they're not romance novels. He writes in the sci-fi genre, but he kind of created his own genre of like sci-fi religion. Because he writes in religious allegories. He's highly critical of the Catholic Church because he grew up in the Catholic Church.
Okay.
And so he has a lot of strong opinions about the institution. Strong opinions, not great opinions. And so
is he atheist now?
he's for sure atheist.
Okay.
Both of them. I think they're both atheists. What kind of, I'm going to bring it up again. You're Jewish, but are you a practicing religious Jew?
I'm culturally observant, but non-religious.
I think I'm actually agnostic.
I think you can be culturally Jewish and agnostic at the same time.
Yeah, I'm an agnostic cultural Jew.
But which I think is great. I think we are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IBS, anxiety.
Yeah.
And then I say happy Pesach when it's Passover, but I don't do anything about it.
I don't. Yeah. I let me tell you this. The only reason I would say that maybe I don't eat bread is because I don't typically eat bread.
Yeah, same.
It's not because I'm not cutting bread out of the diet.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this much, and I mean this with every fiber of my being. If there was some ideal in Judaism that said you can't eat ice cream, I would quit the entire religion as a whole.
Well, ice cream's your thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it not yours?
Well, I'm kind of annoying with dairy. I'll do ice cream, but dairy free.
What is your dessert of choice?
My dessert of choice. Here's the thing about me, and then I will tell you how I live with my in-laws eventually, and maybe it won't even be on this podcast.
You know what? We're gonna edit it, or we're gonna edit around it. We're gonna have this entire podcast be about you edging it
for your edit. Whoever. Thank you. What's their name?
Martin.
Martin. That's my father's name, and I want to thank you on the side here and have a moment with you. Thank you. Dessert of choice. I'm annoying because I have disordered eating.
Okay.
Which
I grew up with two different people in my household.
Yeah, for sure. It's not, but also men also experience it.
Absolutely.
Obviously, women, it's kind of just like, oh, you didn't grow up with an eating disorder? How fun for you.
How novel. Yeah.
How charming, novel. I eat gluten-free, dairy-free as best I can because of my stomach issues.
Sure.
And so, but like, I love like sweets, a double fudge chocolate cake, donuts. Like I love all that stuff.
Okay.
I just don't eat it a lot.
I don't really eat it a lot either, but I have a fondness for it.
Yeah.
But I don't eat it a lot.
But if I were to I love a dessert bar.
Yeah.
What is a dessert bar?
I know. Let me tell you something.
A place where you go and see dessert.
I want to go to places that, you know how like typically when you're going to a restaurant, like you look like, okay, what are the appetizers? What are the entrees? Like I'm like, let's look at the desserts first and then let's see where the rest of the chips fall.
Okay. I actually would never do that, but I understand where that comes from.
I've never done it. I just think we should do it. No, I'm a pescatarian, so I can't eat a lot of stuff. So I have to really look at menus to be like, I can eat there or it's not going to work for me.
Do you do it for the animals?
I do it for the ethical nature of it. I truly think like mass producing all the this is getting so
I'm sorry,
so heavy. Yes, I would say I do it partially for the animals. I do it partially for the environment, and I do it partially for me. You don't give a fuck
about the fish.
No. Can I tell you why? The honest truth about why I can't give up fish? Sushi.
They're dumb. Oh, sorry.
And maybe they're dumb. Are they dumb?
They're dumb. That's everyone's. They are pretty dumb.
Okay. Didn't know.
They're less intelligent.
Which is crazy because pigs are so brilliant and a lot of people eat them.
Yeah.
Real smart cookies.
Yeah. So you just can't give up sushi.
Yeah, I can't.
That's fair.
No.
Also, aside from fish being dumb, that industry is a little tricky too,
It's not great.
The mass farming of fish.
Completely agreed.
I only eat wild. Joshua.
Yeah, I no, I'm not that good. Especially because a lot of sushi is not wild. But regardless, yes, no, I guess the summary is I'm terrible.
I think I just bullied you in that moment. I'm so sorry.
No, listen, I'll take it from where I can get it,
I respect your choices.
Do you?
I really do.
Okay, good. That's all I needed to hear. That's why I brought you here today. I needed to hear you go, I respect your choices. And I'm like, cool. All right. We got it on camera and microphone. I don't remember what show it was. You and I were on a show. Maybe it was The Crow. I can't remember. But you and I were, what? I have thoughts on that show.
Was it bad? I black out every show I've ever done. I don't think I've ever done comedy before.
It was not bad. It was not bad. It was, they did some like Jewish comics night. And I believe I did like 10 straight minutes about therapy on the show we were on.
Understood, chef. I remember.
Yes, chef.
I feel like we talked about therapy. It was like, I think I maybe even watched your set and was like, we have the same set? Because it's just like therapy and Judaism. Being Jewish and having issues.
Welcome to being a comic in LA. I think that's what, that's what we do. And because you and I are in different places in our lives than some other comics, we're not doing dating material and like app material. Maybe you are.
Well, I do have a joke that's very similar of yours.
To mine?
Yeah.
How do you even know which? You heard a joke and you're like, I have a similar one.
Yeah, it's where I go and visit my grandma and she's like, "You're gay."
Oh,
I'm kidding.
that happened. Wait, did that happen to you? Oh
no, it's not a joke I have. It's just the one joke that I know that you have that I remember.
Sad and true. Yeah.
Is she okay?
No, she passed. She was on her deathbed when that happened.
Oh, that. I'm sorry. This may be a private conversation. No. Someone fell.
That was my mother. My mother. Yeah,
Is your mom okay?
Yes. The problem with my mother, she is adamant that no matter what the profession is, if she's involved, she knows more than that person. So when she's at the doctor, like she'd fallen and fractured her pelvis in 4 places, and she's there. And the doctor would be like, this is what you have to do, like X, Y, and Z. And my mother would be like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, okay.
She's just Jewish.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was like, well, you do know about that, you see, because he knows about that. And because he knows about that, you now know about that.
My dad sent me an article because I'm going to New York in July. Visiting. And he sent me an article. I wish I could pull up the quote. It said, Jews cannot visit New York if they don't live there because they are in danger. They're getting attacked in the streets. And they are in danger of being hurt and a part of crime. And my dad sent, I swear, that's how it was written. And my dad sends me a screenshot and goes, you can't go to New York because look what's happening to everybody here. Like, that's how he lives his life. Like, with just, I don't know where he gets his information, just a blog of some guy.
Yeah.
And that's the world he's living in.
John's New York take. I did this joke briefly on stage, but it's just like I stopped doing it because people didn't think it was real. I told my mom that I had a friend who was living for a year in Paris, and they were like, "Come visit. You just have to pay for your flight." And I was like, "Great." And my mother was like, "I don't think you should go." And I was like, "Why?" And she said, "I read an article that someone attacked a Jew with a baguette."
My dad, I swear, if he read something like that, everywhere there's Jews getting attacked with baguettes.
You see everywhere. Red baguettes, they're covered with the blood of the Jews.
It's very not great because I want to go. I'm 30 years old.
Mm-hmm. You don't look a day over 29 3/4. Sure. I want you to know.
We were guessing. In the pandemic, I turned 27, like 2021 maybe, or 2020. And then I feel like I'm still frozen in that time.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I understand that. I don't know what age I'm frozen at because like I have some tendencies where I'm like, I'm so young. And I have other tendencies where I'm like, I want to go to bed.
Well, a man is younger in their 30s. Like, it sucks, but it's true.
A man is younger.
Women tend to become more, because of our biological clock and our emotional maturity and overall general superiority.
Agreed.
We
not get an argument
just
here.
Have we're the same age, basically. We're 6 years apart, but we're the same age. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I brought up that I was 30 because my dad, I want to take a solo trip. I'm going to do a comedy festival in Denver, and I was going to take a few days before and go to national parks.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I told my dad I was doing it, and he goes, no, you're not doing that. And I said, why? And he goes, girls like you, they're getting murdered by themselves. National parks, the place that's notorious for murder.
Yeah.
Death, sure. You're more likely to get attacked by a bear.
That's where I had
or
was
falling
bear.
off a cliff.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might get murdered by a bear
for sure. But my dad thinks that someone's like going to national parks in the thick of summer, America's beautiful nature, to go like attack young women.
The humidity alone is probably too much for me.
But that's my dad. So there's very fearful and also like skeptical of everything.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing my full self to work.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be honest with you. I think I'd be really scared sleeping in the woods in a tent, even if I'm on a campground by myself.
Yeah, same. I shouldn't do it.
What do you mean the same? You're about to go do it.
No, I'm not camping. I was going to stay in an Airbnb, which my dad thinks.
So you're glamping.
I was going to go stay near the parks and drive in and just do hikes. But stay in an Airbnb. But I do camp. By the way,
interesting.
I'm a camper.
So this is a fun. Well, I went to summer camp, but I do want to.
Not the same. Jewish summer camp is not camp.
I know. Well, it's not camping, but
it's not camping. Camp. Sorry.
But what I will say to you, and this is going to surprise nobody who knows me. I don't camp. I don't care for it. I don't hike. I don't do that either.
Can I be mean?
Please.
I can see that a lot of Jews don't do that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Every argument that someone makes for hiking for me just doesn't land. They're like, hey, it's good fitness. And I'm like, it's like hard walking. Yeah. I'd rather just do something else. And they're like, the views are amazing. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I can see pictures from other people.
Yeah.
And people are just like, well, you really get to be one with nature. And I'm like, I get enough nature when I walk down the street. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Also, you got the ocean right
We're
here.
We're literally a block from the beach. Like I'm getting all the nature that I want on any given day. Now I know this is like super, homebody-ish and, maybe even nebbishy, but like I just don't. Yeah, like camping's never been for me. I don't like spiders, which are literally rampant out in the wild.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, don't love that.
The bear thing gets me. Coyotes get me, and there's other ones. What are they? Coyotes and the.
They're also in the same mountain lions. Okay. Sorry, I think mountain lions are majestic, but obviously don't want to run into one.
Yeah. So every time I go, because I go camp, I have I grew up with a lot of close friends that are like outdoorsy, crunchy crunch campers.
Okay. Love it.
And
crunchy crunch. I call my cousin crunchy granola all the time.
I don't know the origin of where that came from. Is it because you eat granola and trail mix when you're on a trail?
I call her crunchy granola because she's super hippie dippy.
No, I know. It's the thing for hippie. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
I know that it's called crunchy, but I'm wondering why.
I don't know.
Should we get down
to it? Should we pause this podcast and do some research?
Let's learn. Yeah. Hey, Siri.
Here's what's fun.
Alexa? Sorry.
No. Here's what's fun. You're going to love this because sometimes I say this and then we always get messages like this. Hey, anyone that's listening, if you could just message me, let me know. How did we get crunchy granola from hippies? I guarantee we'll get that answer in the inbox.
Wow. That'd be really exciting for me.
It'll be too late. You're going to not care at that point, but I'll get it for you.
But it will be a good nugget when I'm doing something that is reminding me about how like depressed I am, that I will like bring me a little nugget of joy.
Great. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So
your absolute disbelief is incredible. Yeah. So I'm
sorry. I'm in a sassy mood today.
No, I love it.
I'm trying also to be stoic's the wrong word. I'm trying to contain myself.
Okay.
Because I have recently seen some footage of me, the way that I speak. I move my face a lot and my body, and I'm trying to like
why?
Because it's, first of all, your face.
Well, I'm like fascinated.
It's a lot of energy.
Good.
So I'm always like, and I just look like a little troll.
Yeah, but so if that's your vibe, dive right in.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to change my entire personality today for this podcast, but I think that I was trying to film a video today and I didn't know my face. I really have been studying my face lately. It moves in too many directions and I'm trying to, which I'm nervous because it's going to contribute rapidly to the aging process.
I'm going to deal with that. I'm the most expressive human ever.
No, I'm not saying you are. You have great skin. You look great.
Oh, you're very sweet.
And this sounds vain that I'm like, I'm just going to try and contain my energy.
Don't.
And my personality so I don't get wrinkles.
Can I tell you why you shouldn't do that? Because like our faces, like being expressive with our faces brings so much more joy to things. Like, yeah, sometimes it annoys people. Like Jess hates the fact that if I am thinking something when she says something, like it'll read on I'll do like this, like.
You wear your face on your face.
Yeah, you know what's weird? I wore my face for a little while on my elbow, and it just didn't fit right, so I put it back on my face. Yeah,
Because wearing your heart on your sleeve is your emotions are just out.
I also
everywhere.
do that. I'm the most emotional person ever.
Me too.
I'll like cry when the wind blows.
Really?
Yeah.
I love a man that cries.
Is Ryan not a crier?
Well, he will.
Okay.
He's going to listen to this.
Okay. We love you, Ryan.
I love you so much.
I just want to put out, Ryan, if you are listening to this, mine sounded much more sincere than hers did. I was like, I love you. She goes, love you so much.
I love you.
No, I already said
really
he's
do.
with me now. Go ahead.
I love him dearly.
As do I.
We are 1 year in marriage.
We're going to fight over him.
Have you met him?
No.
Okay.
Love at first hearing about him.
Like, he's fake. He's not real. I bought this for myself.
That'd be the best twist we've ever had on this podcast. This wedding ring is fake and my husband is not real.
Can you imagine?
No.
What a fun little lie. Okay. What was I saying? My brain. He is great. He doesn't cry because I cry all the time. So he feels that there's no space for me to cry, for him to cry. I'm sorry. I'll say that again. I cry a lot.
Okay.
So it's hard for two people to cry because, you can't console another person with more tears. Like when you're both crying, that's just like, what do you do? No one's listening to one another. And I just cry. He finds me crying and then he's like, well, now let's
dive into it. I took a 2-year Meisner intensive, and one of the things I learned in that, which was like so valuable, in terms of acting, I don't apply it to my personal life.
Yeah.
But was don't cry in a scene, even if you cried 100 times in that scene, and the 101st time you're not feeling it, don't cry in that scene, because when you cry, you don't leave room for the audience to cry. Oh. Because you take care of it for them.
Okay. This is a sick actor thing, but I don't know if you ever felt this when you are crying, where you're like, God damn it, I wish I did.
Wish I were on stage for it.
I wished I was in a scene.
Can I tell you, I did a 2-person show in Chicago, LA, and New York. And when we were doing the New York show, I got really sick. Oh. Just all the travel. I got very tired and I got very sick. And it made my eyes watery and my nose runny. And there's a scene, and I literally had like tissues next to the side stage. When you're a 2-person show, there's not a lot of off stage time. No. So I would anytime I had a chance, I'd blow my nose, do my thing. There's a scene where I am, the show is about it's called Dating Adults Embracing Failure. And it's about 8 couples first dates or 10 couples first dates and breakups. And you just see each of those things, sometimes in reverse order. Well, one duo was, you see their date and it's super cute. And the breakup is I am saying goodbye to her in her casket. Oh. And it's super sad. And
wait, that was a date?
So that's the breakup, quote unquote. Sorry. Like the breakup is that she passed. She had an untimely death, and I'm saying goodbye to her. And it's like a very emotional scene. It's like one of the emotional, most intense points of the show. I don't always cry during it because sometimes I'm feeling it, and sometimes I'm not. I'm so sick doing this performance that I'm telling you, it looks like I am inconsolable. I'm in hysterics. When in reality, I am just feeling like intense eye watering.
Sniffly.
Yeah, nose running from being sick. We finished the show. It goes, a little over an hour. We finished the show and people came up to me and they were like, I cried so hard seeing how emotional you are.
Well, okay, so you left space for them to cry.
I did, but I was not really
That's
sad.
Why. Little did they know the space was there because it wasn't.
Because it was a lie.
It was just sniffles.
It was all sniffles.
That's really funny. Okay, so I cry a lot. He cries. When it's like a big cry every so often because he's just feeling all of these things from life.
Okay.
Men, it's okay to cry.
Listen, if you ever want to cry, you ever want to have someone to cry with, call me. You know what? I'm actually going to take this opportunity now that we had that moment. I'm going to take us to the newly friend game. You ready?
Okay, wow. I feel like I said 10 things and started 10 different conversations.
Oh, we're going to get back to all of them.
No, we don't have to.
Maybe we want to.
I'm ready for the game.
So this game, it's called the Newly Friend game. It's like the Newlywed game, but we're friends.
Okay.
What we're going to do, you have a whiteboard next to you with a marker and a little paper towel for erasing.
Oh my God.
I am going to ask you a question. You are going to write down your answer. You're not going to say it out loud. I'm going to write down what I think your answer is, and we're going to see if we get it right.
Okay.
And then we'll do the same thing for me.
All right.
Now, for you, I had a bunch of ideas already, but based on the conversation we just had, I'm actually going to change the question entirely. And your question is now, when you were, or I guess we could do of all time.
But everything I said was a lie.
What movie has made you, and don't say the answer, write it down. What movie has made you cry the most? 1, 2, 3, flip. You said Pearl Harbor, and I said Stepmom. I've never seen Pearl Harbor.
But let me tell you why. Also, yes. And you ignited a memory of maybe another movie that potentially I even cried more at.
Which was?
Beaches.
I've never seen Beaches.
Oh, Bette Midler?
I know. I don't know where I put my paper towel. But,
okay, I'll tell you why I cried at Pearl Harbor. Core memory, freshman year of college. I'm watching it in my tiny ass little bed.
Yeah.
I was experiencing a very hormonal, tumultuous time.
Sure.
And I kind of fell in love. Do you ever like fall in love with a character of an actor in a movie?
Yeah.
And then when they die, so I just remember sobbing so hard and being like, Danny. Sorry, he dies. You don't know who Danny is, so it's okay.
So yeah, I'm never going to remember this.
Okay, and I was like, Danny. Mm-hmm. And then my roommate and a bunch of people like came in and saw me sobbing, and they, to this day, I don't know, it's been 10 plus years, they still will just be like, Danny. And that's it. I just like, it was the hardest cry I've ever had watching a movie.
I could, yeah, that seems very emotional. Wait, that was, I'm trying to remember. I already forgot. Pearl Harbor, and then what was the other one?
Harbor was an event that happened during World War II. Where the Japanese.
Interesting. No, go on. Yeah. Wait, so you cried during Pearl Harbor, but you also said you cried during something else.
Oh, Beaches.
Oh, Beaches. That's the one. Yes, I need to see that.
That you should see. Pearl Harbor is just like, they're just hot, but Pearl Harbor.
50 years late, I think, on Beaches, something like that.
What's the song? Now I'm blanking. Oh, the wind. That's what it is. The wind beneath my wings.
Oh, what is?
You ever know? Sorry.
Listen, we're going right to that. I want you to know that we cut clips from every one of these episodes, and that's it. I was about to say what movie was The Rose from, but I believe that movie was called The Rose. What? Like that. Some say love, like that whole thing.
That's different.
It is. No, I know it's different. I'm saying, what is that? What movie is that from? But I think it's called. I think the movie's called The Rose. But I think that's Bette Midler, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
Everyone's going to get so mad. These are the kind of messages we also get a lot.
I don't know a lot. Yeah. I'll say that.
Well, that's why we're here. You know what I mean? I'm not on Jeopardy.
It's embarrassing. And so, because I have, and sometimes I feel like stuck in between, I know unnecessary things.
Sure.
And I feel stuck in between my really like hyper intelligent friends who know things about all different various intellectual subjects. My husband included is like he's an encyclopedia for the most random things. I don't know where he stores it. And then there's like the pop culture things where you're like, oh, well, if you're not smart in that way, at least you've got this. And I'm like, I actually don't.
Don't have that. Yeah.
don't got it.
Yeah.
So what are you knowledgeable about, Jessica? I guess that's for you to find out.
Oh, okay. Are we on like MTV's Diary? Oh, what are you knowledgeable about, Jessica? Time for you to find out next on Diary.
Yeah, it will come out. Like if I'll sometimes be in a conversation with someone, I'm like, oh, I actually know about that. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah. I probably don't know about that. I don't even know what that is. I don't think I know about it. Just going to be honest with you.
Okay, can you describe the events of Pearl Harbor?
Yeah. According to you, there were Japanese people.
Very mean people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody came down. And
are you doing Trump now? What is that?
No, it's not a Trump voice, but it's when I describe things as stupid, like a stupid person would. It's Trumpy.
Oh, okay.
It's not him.
Okay,
not a good impression.
We're gonna move on to. We're gonna do the same question for me. We're gonna do the same question for me.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you need to guess for me now. Okay. What is a movie that made me cry a lot? And I'm gonna tell you something. I think you should be able to nail this. I really actually do. 3, 2, 1, Philip. The Notebook. I said The Lion King really made me cry like a baby.
I wouldn't have got,
You said The Notebook.
Dead Poet Society. I
put
love
Dead
that.
Poet Society. So that's my favorite movie of all time, and that absolutely makes me cry.
The Notebook I put as like, because you cry a lot, and this is
I did cry during The Notebook.
A notoriously cryable movie.
100% cried during The Notebook.
And I would have loved it if this was your choice.
Yeah, listen, I love The Notebook. I'll tell you this much. I'm trying to think if there's like a movie. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'll cry kind of during anything. So, like, I would say if there's a movie I cried during recently, but...
Yeah, what?
I don't know. Anything.
Infinity War. Do you like Marvel movies?
I don't watch a lot of Marvel movies. Do you?
I was about to say...
What?
It's going to sound like a bully moment.
No, it's
I was
fine.
like, well, I'm married to a straight man, of course I've watched them.
Yeah. Well, you know me. Straight as a circle.
I watched them during the pandemic, and I got very into them.
Here's the thing. I don't have any issue with them. Mm-hmm. My fiance does not like them. Okay. Hence, we do not watch them.
Yeah.
I love kind of fun coming of age indies. Yeah. That's really my bread and butter. So like,
have you seen a good one as of late?
Yes. Snack Shack. Have you heard of it?
No.
It is so good. I don't care if this comes off as an ad for the movie. I'm going to say it anyway. It is quick, high level. It is about 2 14-year-old boys during the summer of, I think, like 94, who are trying, as 14-year-old boys are, to like find any way to make some money. And so they bid to be the people running the snack shack at the pool that summer. And while they're dealing with that, a new girl comes to town and really tests their friendship. Oh. It is so good and so funny and just like heartwarming and lovely.
I love that. I feel like the best indie or just movies that I've seen that are the most heartwarming as of late are ones that explore adolescent friendship.
Oh, give me some. I want to watch them all.
First of all, Booksmart. Like, I loved Booksmart so much.
Booksmart. Yeah, wonderful. The best part
so
of that movie, I don't remember the actor's name, and I apologize for that. The character that just pops up at every party, who's just like super wackadoodle in the background. That girl, so funny.
She is very funny.
Yeah, Booksmart was great.
I made such a firm statement being like, those movies are the ones that get me. And I'm like, have I seen one?
Can I make a strong rack? Have you seen The Way, Way Back?
I love that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I own it on Blu-ray. I'm obsessed with it.
I have a thing for Sam Rockwell.
So do I. Straight as a circle over here.
Okay.
Sammy.
Sam Rockwell, when he does his like sexy cigarette smoke thing in Charlie's Angels, I was feeling it and I was like, oh, I love the bad guy. I love the way that his shirt's tucked into his pants and he's smoking a cigarette and he's going to try and kill her.
He's my favorite actor of all time.
He's one of my favorite actors as well.
My favorite male actor is Sam Rockwell. My favorite female actor is probably Allison Janney.
Oh, I mean, she's also in The Way, Way Back.
I know. So good. She's one of the most fascinating characters. She's one of the most entertaining characters in The Way, Way Back.
She really is. Also, I hate that Steve Carell is like kind of mean in that.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was thinking about her line and I got distracted.
Oh, I was am I thinking of an entirely different
No. Where I don't remember the name of the neighbors. Where she goes, by the way, we're not talking to the Millers. I mean, you can, but I'm not. She's
so good.
She's perfect in every way.
Oh, she really is perfect in every way. Sam Rockwell. Do you know the play Martin McDonough played Beheading in Spokane?
Absolutely.
He originated the role.
Didn't he originate with like Christopher Walken or something?
Yeah, Christopher Walken and that actress that
Josh Lanzet.
Were you in it?
Yeah.
You were in it? No. I did it too. But
I've never done it. No, I never. You never did? No. I've done plays, but not that one.
Then what'd you say?
I just wanted to be a part of it. I want you to name me.
Christopher Walken, Sam Rockwell, and Josh Lanzet.
Yeah.
In the original Broadway production of A Beheading in Spokane.
Doesn't it sound like Three Equals? Doesn't it sound that way?
It really does.
Here's a question for you. So if you've done plays. Are you, But I know you as a stand-up. Is there, What's your vibe? What's your
Excellent
energy?
question, Joshua. I
Have you been waiting to drop that in?
I would love to be acting more.
Okay.
Here's the thing about me
Oh,
is
yes.
in a fit of desperation, classic. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Classic J. Saul. Don't say that phrase in Hollywood. Go ahead.
If I get a paycheck and I feel comfortable doing
Oh,
it,
that's a good amendment. Yeah.
I would love to be, dream job, but an ensemble of a comedy show, like a comedy television show, a show that is a comedy.
Interesting. That is an interesting answer.
Whoa. Why is that interesting?
Because you didn't say your dream job would be to star in a comedy show. Your dream job would be to be in an ensemble of a comedy show. Why wouldn't your dream to be the star of that said show?
I tell you this, when I watch, cliche or not, when I watch something like The Office or
You want
Parks
to be
and Rec,
Meredith.
I'm like, sure.
She's hilarious.
She's fucking great.
She's
like,
great.
I just find so much joy in having fun and making fun stuff with friends
Of course.
that I would be complete. My life would be complete if I got to be in an ensemble of a really funny show. That's it. Yeah, that's dream job of a thing. But I have not auditioned for anything. Ugh, I'm so icky talking about it. Like,
Why?
well, I love comedy, and I just, I'll literally want to be. If I could perform and do shows all over, great. If I could get paid to do that, that sounds pretty good.
That sounds good.
I'll take it. I just want to be performing and then you receiving a paycheck for it.
Yeah.
And that often, those two things don't really go together.
I tell people that my dream is to be able to perform where I want, when I want.
That's fair.
I don't see that happening at the moment, but
Yeah.
that is my aspiration.
That's a great aspiration.
Yeah. I think the challenge for me, and I wonder if you experience this, I love doing comedy. I love being on stage. I love coming up with new material. I love all of those things. And then sometimes it'll be like 5:30 on like a Tuesday. And I'll be like, yeah, I could do that. Or I could just sit on the couch and do nothing.
Wow. If I lived in a place with high ceilings, I would never leave.
I don't know if the high ceiling is what keeps me here, but
The light, a high ceiling. I feel like the later experience that is male stand-up comedians who are then married for 10 years who are like, thank God I have stand-up comedians so I get out of the house with my dumb bitch wife.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm kind of the opposite, which is like, I do still love doing stand-up, but like, it is very fun being around Jess. So it's kind of like, this is tough. It's tough to leave fun.
Yeah, you're in maybe an age or an era. I'm not saying that you're going to love her forever. You seem like a guy.
Let's see if you could stick this
that would
landing.
do that. No. I think that you have the personality that seems like you just described to me earlier how you locked her
we
down.
met. Oh,
how
yes.
you met and you locked her down.
Yeah, I mean,
You locked her in your
That
trunk
sounds
and
terrible.
you drove her to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I
and now
chained
she's
her.
your wife.
yeah, that's kind of how it sounds. It makes me think of like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I kept her like Sally in the tower.
Yeah. If I was her, I'm kidding. No, your love is beautiful. I don't think that you're going to become the kind of husband who is going to be my wife.
Yes.
So I'll leave it at that. Did I stick the landing?
I would say it was touch and go, but I think we got there. I hate to do this, but are you ready for the final segment?
Wow. Yeah.
You seem so sad.
No, I am. I'm
You're-
sad
you're-
because it went
you're
by. Did we talk about anything?
You know what? Here's the thing. We talked about everything and nothing, and that is what we want it to be. So the final segment is called the lightning round. It's the same 5 questions we end every episode with.
Okay.
They are fast questions. They do not at all have to be fast answers. It's a misnomer at its best. Okay. Question 1. Are you ready?
Am I too comfortable looking?
No. Okay. Question 1. What is
Yeah,
a
I'm ready.
favorite ritual of yours? So for
Ritual?
example, like I like brewing tea every day.
Yeah. So for me, that's it. I would say it's drinking coffee.
Okay. Do you make your own?
I do, but I always wake up like 2 minutes before I have to either be somewhere or be on a call. So I don't find joy in making the coffee.
You said 2 minutes? Is that what you said?
Yeah, for sure. So
You also love saying for sure. Is that a thing you do a lot, or is that just a thing you do here?
it's new.
Okay, it's new. Okay, great. Yeah.
I've created an entire alter ego. Okay. I find so much joy in sipping coffee is the first thing that I do in the morning.
Okay.
But lately, my life has been very my mornings are very haphazard and chaotic. So I'm always rushing to make the coffee. Some people are like, they do the pour over and they scoop the thing. Like, I find joy out of pouring it and then sitting down and drinking.
Do you have like an espresso? You make it black?
Well, we have a pot of coffee and we also have an espresso machine. And the last 3 days I've been doing espresso.
It's what I do.
An Americano.
Oh.
That's a ritual. Yours
It sounded
is tea,
like you were.
mine's-
It sounded like you were just doing the that old TikTok trend where it's like a Negroni, Sfogliato,
espresso with water in it.
Prosecco. Okay, question 2. What is a
Great.
running bit
Done.
you have with a friend or partner that makes you laugh?
What can it be? Multiple?
Yeah.
Like okay, but
us
it's
a
just a
bunch.
general thing. So we talked about my dad earlier. So my dad is kind of like like a toddler in some ways, where like if you give a phrase, like we'll quote a lot of viral videos to him, and then he'll repeat that phrase back. And okay, I'll give you an example. Have you ever seen the French man cutting as a chef, and it's just a series of him and like splice cut of him saying the word onion, but it's the onion, onion.
No, but I want to see
onion,
this.
Onion, the onion.
I must not be on that side of TikTok.
So, well, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, please.
I don't know what side of TikTok that is,
The onion side.
but like, I say it with my friend all the time, where we'll just be in silence and we'll be like, the onion.
Sure.
And an experiment that I do with my dad is I repeat funny things and phrases to him, and then he'll just start saying it. So I will go to my dad and I'll be like, the onion, and he'll just go onion, and he doesn't
Doesn't know anything about the context.
know anything about it or what it is.
Martin is a hero.
That's like that's a 2-tiered running bit. Is
I love that.
the viral thing that is funny? That's a series of them. But then step 2 is taking it to my dad and then having him just repeat back the thing.
I love that. I want to call Martin and do that with him.
I swear. Have you seen the "Have you washed your ass today" videos?
No.
Have you washed your ass today? It's just like a series of videos of this one man made a video that he's like coming out of a hole, so people will cut it and splice it up into other videos. I was like, this is a good one to give Marty. Like we need to spice up our phrase that he repeats. So I just call my dad. Any context, I go, "Have you washed your ass today?" And my dad goes, "What's that?" And then he starts saying it. And then this is the last part of the story, and then we can move on. Third question. My dad runs a small business.
Okay. Do you want to shout it out?
Marty's Sportswear, Ocean City, New Jersey. He's there 16 hours a day. And he has been for the last 40 years. So I call him at the store, and I'm like, "Have you washed your ass today?" And then he's laughing, repeating it back. And then he goes, and then I just hear him go, "That'll be $14.99. And I go, "Dad, you're at the register? You're ringing somebody up?" And he's like, "Yeah, you were on speakerphone. Ha, ha, ha." So he is. I swear, I want to call him right now. I want to call him right now. Do we have time?
Sure.
If I call my dad and say, "Have you watched your ass today?" I just want to show you.
Listen.
And then we can move on.
We are not on some kind of. I love how you're like, "Do we have time?" I'm like,
I want to respect the time.
I love it.
Okay.
I'll say this: we're 100% not editing this out. This is the premiere part of this
I
podcast.
gotta call my dad. I just gotta show you.
Do we think he'll pick up?
Have you washed your ass today?
Hold on. No, I didn't. You wash yours? Huh?
No, I didn't wash my ass today. Not yet.
Did you wash your ass today? What's happening? I'm just walking out of ShopRite.
It's 10:14. What are you doing at ShopRite?
Get some prune juice, some orange juice, and some Tarnex. Tar my ass, feather and tar my ass.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll call you. Call me when you get home. Okay.
All right.
Love you.
He didn't say love you. He just goes, bye.
That's my dad.
I love him. This is the best thing that's ever happened in this game.
So you see the story that was that clear? I was like, I have a running bit, but the bit is really that my dad. Okay.
He's a legend. Sorry.
I feel bad. I feel like I kind of pranked him a little bit.
No, he was great. I love Martin.
He's like, where are you going? I've got time.
By the way,
Let's talk.
whatever I said we were clipping from this episode before, it's now that. Question 3.
Okay.
What is a very controversial opinion that you have?
People get mad about fork knifing pizza.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm at a restaurant, I'll do it. Because I think it looks polite.
Interesting. I don't do that. I'm a fold it up. I'm a New Yorker. Fold it up and eat it.
I know, which is why it's controversial.
Did you say it's controversial because you thought it'd be controversial with me, or is it controversial generally?
It's controversial to you.
I don't mind if you do it. I just don't make me do it.
That's the first thing that really came to my head, honestly.
I'm not here to judge you.
I'm going to message you later and let you know 10 different things. No, it's controversial. People don't fork knife their pizza. That's a disgusting thing to do.
But you do it.
I do. When I'm at a restaurant.
I mean, I thought you were going to go, my guess, when you said pizza, I was like, she's going to go with the pizza topping. But then you didn't
Pineapple.
I think it's good.
Is that controversial?
I don't know. It can be. Listen, this is your episode. Whatever you want to be controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask the server what their name is.
You're
like, you don't know the meaning of controversy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got in trouble with Jess on, I think, like our 3rd date or something, because I was talking to the server and I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Thank you for serving us. And she's like, yeah. And then I literally, she looked so sad. So I was like, sorry, I know it's none of my business, but are you all right? Like, you look very sad. And she's like, oh, it's a long story. I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, so I'm like dating this guy long distance. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she like told us for like 10 minutes. And Jess didn't say this in the moment, but she said it later to our friend. She's like, so yeah, when Josh was trying to fuck the waitress, we were having breakfast. And I'm like, I'm an empathetic soul.
Yeah. But there is something that's kind of horrible about the asking the name of the server, because it usually is opening a window to you're going to be a terrible guest.
I think it humanizes. the experience.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah. So what's your name was? Oh, Marty? Okay, lovely.
Controversial. I use Apple Maps. All right. Sorry.
No, see, now that is controversy.
No, I don't actually.
I didn't think you did. You don't seem the type. Question 4. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there one particular moment that really sticks with you?
Yeah.
Is there
all
one?
Of it.
Oh, all of it. Everything. I thought you were going to say, yeah, and then tell us that one moment. But you're like, yeah. And then you just stopped. I was like, oh.
Well, because I was like, yeah, I experience imposter syndrome. Some might say, well, this is like, I would say imposter syndrome meta, where I'm like, people probably don't even think it's actual imposter syndrome, because imposter syndrome would mean that I actually have achieved something or accomplished a level of success or professional career status that I am allowed to have imposter syndrome.
Wow. That's inception imposter syndrome. That's like levels deep.
So it's kind of a constant for me.
Yeah, in this very moment, you're like, I can't believe I'm on Steep Conversations.
Truly.
I love
I'm
how
happy to be here.
You didn't even lead on for 5 seconds. You're like, yeah, truly. It's fucking...
No,
We bunch of tea drinking assholes listening here.
No. I don't know who listens to this podcast. I'm honestly shocked I was asked.
I asked you because I always find you a joy to watch and be around.
That's very kind of you.
And if you're wondering who listens to this podcast, shockingly, we have a very devout Moroccan fan base. And that is not a joke. That is truly serious, yes.
My best friend lived in Morocco for a year.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's my connection to Morocco.
I love that.
And I recently watched the movie Casablanca.
Never seen it.
Wow.
I know.
It took me 3 separate nights. I fell asleep. Not because it was bad, but it's, old movies are slow.
Yeah. There's a character named Sammy, I think, somewhere in there. I think he runs a bar. 5th question. What is your favorite tea? And if you're not a big tea drinker, what is your favorite comfort?
Thank God. Such a low stakes question.
These were all kind of low stakes, no?
Okay, controversial. I'm like, I don't drink tea.
Knife and forking pizza.
I don't know.
That's fine. That's a fine answer.
I gave some others. They weren't real, but I gave them. I love sitting in the shower.
This is a conversation. So I don't personally sit in the shower. No, I don't personally sit in the shower. There's a podcast that used to exist back in the day that no longer exists anymore, and it was called Reply All. And one of the hosts once mentioned very casually, they were talking, he's like, yeah, I remember when I was sitting in the shower, I was thinking about, and the other host goes, what? He's like, I said I was thinking about it. He goes, no. Where were you thinking? He goes, in the shower. He goes, what were you doing in the shower? He's like, sitting. He goes, you sit in the shower? And I'm telling you, the next 3 episodes of Reply All, I don't know if you ever heard this, it was a huge thing where like people were writing in, some people were like fervently pro sitting in the shower, and other people were like, who sits in the shower? It was like a massive thing.
So there you go.
But you sit in the shower.
Every
like on the shower floor.
Every night.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know if I could stand and shower now. I have to. When I'm in a hotel, I'm like, I do like a crouch, and I'm like, it's not worth it.
No. So what? Like you like shampoo your hair sitting down. You
Everything.
soap sitting. Okay. Interesting.
Cry.
Do you cry in the shower?
All the time. I stopped myself from saying this earlier, where remember when I was like, and sometimes he just finds me crying. And then the second half of that was sitting on the floor of the shower.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but I just didn't finish that sentence.
I'm glad that we got to the end of the episode and you were able to finish
a single thought. So living with my in-laws was very fun. They're great people. They're really good people.
Oh my God. See, you kind of brought it all back. Well, I hate to say it, but I mean, that's the episode. How do you feel?
Wow. Did you have fun?
Absolutely.
I get insecure and nervous that I'm not fun enough on a podcast.
That's a very specific
I watch clips
fear.
of people having so much fun and they're and I'm like, wow, we didn't do that here. Didn't I not bring it?
I laughed a lot. The Marty call is probably one of my favorite things that's ever
happened
on a podcast.
We did have that laugh, actually.
We had other laughs.
It was with my dad, and I love that.
It was with your dad, but it was also with you.
I kind of feel bad he doesn't know that I did that, though.
Listen, you can tell him if you want us to cut it, we'll cut it.
I'm going to call. No. You can't cut it. It's Marty.
Marty's a celeb now.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
It was lovely to steep with you.
Love that. You're welcome back anytime. And hopefully next time you bring a gift. I'm kidding.
I'm going to bring you a piece of pizza, a fork, a knife.
You'll never be invited back again.
And okay.
That was Jessica Saul. You can find her on Instagram and TikTok at BetterCallJSaul. This episode was produced by Dylan Rosenthal. It was edited by Martin Alvarez. Our theme song and additional music are by Oliver Hymack. Our cover art was done by Neil Fraser with photography by Matt Mazisco. Social media by Dia Villegas. Please write a review and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can. You can send any questions, comments, newly friend game suggestions, or tea suggestions to steepcombos@gmail.com or tweet us at steepconvos. I'm Josh Lanzet, and you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Josh Lanzet. We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping.
You did a tongue thing. Okay.
I don't know what I did. Let's play that back, who's ever watching. Let's play that back. What did I do?